institution, you learn to get certificates. Marriage, they give you certificate first. And that is where a lot of people enter into trouble in marriage. One man was watching the video of his marriage, was watching it in the rewind. Have you seen that before? Watching the video of his wedding in the rewind. And somebody said, can you be watching the video of your wedding in the rewind? He said, no, I like it like that. I'd like to see myself remove the ring from my hand. I'd like to see myself walk out of the church. I'd like to see myself enter into my car. I'd like to see myself zoom off. Many times it's because we don't have the correct understanding of it. So they came to tell Jesus. And Jesus answered them and said, have you not read in the them that made them in the beginning, made them male and female? And he said, for this cause shall the man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and the two of them shall be one. Wherefore, there are no more two, but one, because therefore, what God hath joined together, let not man put asunder. Then the Bible said, in verse 7, then they said unto him, notice, these are the apostles. They said unto him, why did Moses then say we can give a bill of divorce? Let me give you a bit of an understanding of what it used to be. The Jewish perspective of marriage is close to that of the Muslims. The Muslim says you can marry 3-4 women at any point in time. But that's not a problem, because when you get tired of any of them, you can let her go and pick another one. You get what I'm saying? And all you need to do is to say to her 3 times, I divorce you. And I like that because they said there could even be expedited divorce. You can say the 3 in one day. So where's my food? It's not ready. I divorce you. Take 1. And you are looking at me like that. I divorce you. Take 3. And you are begging me and shouting, you want me to be there? I divorce you, take 3. And that's the end of it. In the Jewish religion, Moses said, write them a bill of divorcement. Just tell them, I'm done with anybody that wants to marry you, can marry you. But look at what Jesus said. Jesus said in verse 8 that the reason why Moses said was because of the hardness of your heart. But he said, so every man will avoid fornication, verse 9, and all that. Then verse 10 is very concrete. His disciples now said to him, if the case of a man and his wife be so, then it is not good to marry. The Bible said in Genesis chapter 1 verse 4 that God saw it was good. Verse 10 he saw it was good. Verse 12 he saw it was good. Verse 18 he saw it was good. Verse 21 he saw it was good. Verse 25 he saw it was good. But verse 24 he said it's not good for man to be alone. So God said it's not good. They are saying it's good not to marry. Which means most likely, don't tell anybody I'm the one that told you. It's likely that all the disciples too were having marital issues. Especially Peter. If his man did not put him in trouble, his lifestyle, because his mother-in-law was living with him. In fact, I personal opinion, I guess that was why he denied Jesus. Because one day the woman was sick, almost dying. Jesus now came home and healed the woman. What kind of nonsense is this? I was already doing Thanksgiving in my heart. You know, I will deny you. How can you heal this woman? That was very excited, he's about to die. What kind of thing is this? They were having their issues. And then Jesus said, no, divorce is not an option and all that. And they said, what? If that is really the story of a man with his wife, then it is good not to even marry. I prefer to put it this way, that verse 10. The disciple said to him, if the case of a man with his wife is like this, then it's neither profitable nor advisable to marry. But I love the Message translation. He says, Jesus' disciples objected. Objection, my Lord. If these are the terms of marriage, then we are stuck. Why get married? If you are sitting beside your spouse, And that many a times is the problem. In one of my books, and I told you I'm going to mention them later on, one of my books I explain what really happens. Many a times not only do opposites attract in gender, opposites attract in personality. Male and female are just different by creation. Hello? Hi. Can I give you some examples? Yes, can I have this couple come, please? The two of you. Yeah, put your hands together for them. In one of my books, I explain the 7 major differences between a man and a woman, and I'm going to explain just one of them to you right now. Please stand there, ma'am. One of the things you even need to know is that the brain of men is different from the brain of women. I said it the last time I was here briefly at the dinner. The brain of man is like this, beer, big. That of a woman is like this, it's like spaghetti. Everything is being good together. The brain of man is like rice, everything is single. So men think singly. When he's thinking of work, he's thinking of work. If you call him at work, he thinks it's a distraction. When he's watching football, he's watching football. But for her, when she's watching a film, she's remembered he bring the husband. Because for a woman, everything is together. That is why when I came to church one day and I called the men and said, I have a revelation for you. Never argue with your wife. They were annoyed. Reverend, how can you say that? I said, with all this your noise, since you have been arguing, have you ever won? Never. Never. Because if you think you won the argument, it's the beginning of another one. Me, if my wife says you don't love me, I will just say, oh, I don't love, I'm so sorry, from today I'll be loving you. Simple. But if you try to prove you love her, how can you say I don't love you? The other time, I took you on the vacation to Canada, so you're not calculating how much you spent on me. Say, no, when your dad was in, I spent the money. So you're not busy because my father doesn't have money. You don't say, sorry. So instead of saying the sorry later, start with the sorry and put an end to it. Because for a woman, everything is mingled. That is why if you start a discussion with a woman, you know where you start, you never know where it will end. I mean, it's what the argument never ends where you started from. It's the car that is the problem. It's the way you talked to us 7 years ago when 2 flies flew past and it was drizzling that it will end. Because everything is mingled. But for men, our brain has different compartments. There is a compartment for work, compartment for children, compartment for wife, big compartment for sports. There is a bigger compartment that is labeled nothing. Women can't get that. Say, Oni, can you help me with the kids? Oh, don't disturb me, I'm busy. What are you doing? Nothing. And women don't know nothing is a very important something. Nothing is a very, very important something. But women can get it. Because if a woman sits down doing nothing, she feels guilty. As if she's going to hell. No, just like, what am I doing? She stands up. Where are you going? I don't know. There must be something I should be doing. What are you looking for? What you don't even know? We go on vacation, we stay in an hotel. After he told them, my wife, he said, don't let them come and clean the room today, I will do it. Wow, we're on vacation! I can't get it! And not only is it that women don't like to do nothing, they disturb us when we are doing something as precious as nothing. A woman's brain is fashioned to be, when I just got married, I come back from work, my wife said I was work, I'll say fine. Then she asked me, won't you ask me how I was work? Then I make the mistake of saying I was work, then she will say guess. So you can imagine what happened to me today. In fact, it's what we're talking about. He said, you know this guy, we met him 3 years ago, so we would have gone 3,000 miles per hour on another direction. Then I said, but we're talking about work. Oh, that's true. Everything is mingled, but we're different. Put your hands together for them. But this is the thing. People People always say to me, let me give you my example. Opposite, in one of the book I talked about the 7 phases of attraction. Number 1, opposites attract. Then after he attracts, he distracts. Then after he distracts, he disturbs. Let me explain it. When I met my wife, the thing that attracted her to me was I could talk. I was talking. What attracted me to her was she was cool, calm, collected. I said, I didn't know somebody can be this calm. I was like, I don't know somebody can be talking like this and make sense. So we came because of the... Then after a while, we started getting disturbed by it. Because I'll be talking to her, she'll just be looking like Lukman. I was saying, don't you talk? One day I was talking to her, I've not been talking for too long, only about 2 hours. Then she was looking at me like this. I said, what is the problem? She said, does your mom not pay you? I said, does mouth pay people? Mouth is for talking. So it started disturbing us. But after a while, we started enduring it.